Make sure we're all done doing this. Wait, let me fix my hair.
All right. Hey, welcome to Roxy Music. We are so glad you're here. If you could just take a moment and like and subscribe and share the video, that would be awesome. This is part of our team. We're excited today. We've got a challenge that we've given everybody today. We're going to try to find a rig from entry level all the way up to professional level. What would work the best? If you can find one for $500, I believe that one has been assigned to me. What rig would I play for $500? I think what rig would you go to if you were going to buy something for $1,000? I think that's going to be Nate. This is Nate Miller, and then somebody's getting $2,000. Tyler's getting $2,000. That's kind of getting into that, I don't know what we'd say, upper intermediate level of playing, you know. And so, and the idea is if we wanted to play out, right? What are we going to play out with? Is that true? I think that's true. And then the legendary Reed McDonald is gonna. He gets the $5,000. He gets his shopping spree. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take a moment. We're gonna go through the store. We're gonna try to figure out, hey, if I'm a beginner, what can I grab? And then we're gonna meet together and we'll listen to our rigs. We'll talk about why we chose those things, and hopefully this will be helpful to you as a musician. All right, stay with us. All right, we're back. We have gone shopping. We have gone searching through some things. We are talking about what instruments or what rig. We're specifically talking about guitar rigs today. What rig would be great for your first rig you're going to be able to play out or play at home or whatever? Can we keep it under $500? Nate will come in. He's got a $1,000 rig that he chose that maybe he's going to go out and play some shows, or he's going to go out and play some things. Tyler's going to come in. He's got a little bit more. He's got $2,000, and Reed's going to finish this off. He's got $5,000. So first of all, what do you think is the most important thing when somebody's choosing a guitar or somebody's choosing a rig to play?
I suppose what sound you're after and what you can afford.
Okay. So sound first, a Ford second, or a Ford first, sound second?
Realistically, probably a Ford is first.
A Ford, especially if you're starting out. Somebody at my level, beginner guitar player, starting out, we're always going to look at the price tag because it's really hard for us to come in and see a guitar for $2,000 and we have no experience and jump into it. So I thought it would be fun to see what I could come up with for $500. And so this is what I landed on. Actually, I started in a totally different direction this morning. When we were searching around, I thought, oh yeah, this is the way I want to go. It's a little more Stratocaster, has a few more features to it, but I ended up coming over to the Squier Sonic, and I will say this, man, they have improved the quality of these things over the years. That as I sat down and played, I was like, man, I'd have no problem really playing that guitar. There's a few things that I noticed, like it falls out of tune every now and then. It doesn't, hold it, but it plays great. It sounds good. So I think it sounds pretty great.
It looks really good too.
It looks great. I did go with the classic, like butterscotch.
It's very,
the classic Telecaster. Kind of that Bruce Springsteen. I need to beat up the edge of this thing a little bit.
Give it
so
time.
I went with that. A couple things that I did. I chose the Telecaster. That came in somewhere right around $200, give or take, from the Squier Sonic. I ended up with the Fender. What is this? The Fender Mustang. I could have saved some money. It's like $280. That's going to rattle on the microphone.
Yes,
it's like $280. I went with that one over the 25 because I like the ability. I thought, man, if I want to get into a garage band or somebody, I could actually push the volume on this pretty well.
Yeah, they call it 50 watts, so that's enough.
Yeah, so it was pretty good. It's loud enough that we could hurt our ears sitting here, so that's pretty good. And then I liked it, if I'm learning and I'm at home, Mom and Dad will love it that there's a headphone output on the thing, so I can just plug it into my headphone, and that's great. So this is kind of it. A couple things. I'm a tube amp guy. I love tube amps. I love pedal boards. And so we really like with that is kind of that interaction with the guitar to the pedals to the amp, and like when you drive into it, it's a little bit manufactured with an electronic, but At $500, you can't get a whole lot. And I would say this: get as much guitar as you can for the money, and then the amp second.
Yeah.
Those two things, and then worry about the pedals kind of later.
Yeah, you can fill in the blanks.
You fill in the blanks as you go. So the thing that I did like about this is it kind of met the need of a tuner, met the need, which you need a tuner, tune it or die. So you need the tuner. It has some onboard pedals, like if I want to do a compression, which just came stock overly compressed, so I turned that off. And then you've got overdrive in there. You got delay. You got reverb. I think those are kind of the key things when getting into it. So, I got the volume kind of dimed back just a little bit. Just kind of cowboy chording it right there. Kick it up, it does interact a little bit and gives me a little bit of bite back. So if I kick it up, so there's a little bit of overdrive. So that's what I chose for my $500 set. All in all, it comes in with the cable. If I buy the cable, it comes in right around $500. So hopefully you can get a great setup. This setup, I'll let Reed can tell me how he feels, because Reed can actually play the thing.
Not the green cable.
No.
Not. And that's just with one sound. There's a whole bunch of sounds and effects in that.
It's all built in there. So that's my $500 rig. So hopefully that's helpful. If you're looking to get into guitar playing, it's a great way to go. All right, so next up, we are going to change things out. We're going to bring Nate in, because Nate has a $1,000 rig that he's going to do. So let's say you're starting here and it's time to upgrade. Now, we had to answer some questions. We'll sit and talk to Nate on what those questions were that he wanted to go for. So stick with us while we change things out real quick, and we'll be right back. All right, we got Nate set up. So I just did the $500 shopping spree, beginner setup. Nate is upgrading his setup for $1,000. He went and kind of went through the store, chose some things. One mental note, we are literally just sticking a microphone in front of a speaker. We're not processing it on the other side. So what you get through an SM57 with its mid-range hump, it's going to be, that's what you get. So it should be, we're not like tweaking anything so that it all sounds good. Let's talk about, Nate, let's talk about your rig and why you chose what you chose and where we're at here. So,
all right. Well, at Roxy, we just got these LTD guitars in, and I think this one's super sharp looking with the slightly offset body. And I think they look super sharp, and I really wanted to play it. So I picked this for my guitar. It's the Viper 256. And it is right at the $500 level.
Yeah, so with $1,000, you get a little bit more room to put into your guitar, and which you're going to get some nicer playing features with your guitar.
Yeah, so I was looking forward to that. And I actually decided to go against something that had a tremolo system.
Oh, yeah.
And in real life, I'm a bass player. And so with the stuff that I work on when I practice guitar, the tremolo is almost too much for me.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing there.
Yeah, and you get a weird thing where you got to keep everything like in tune, and it fights against the tuning.
Constantly.
And if you're still learning that gets to be a challenge.
So this was a perfect guitar for me. And like you said, with a $1,000 budget, one of the things that I really asked myself was, do I want to kind of lean more towards spending my money in the guitar and a lower end amp, or a super fancy amp with a lower end guitar? So I found myself having to make a trade-off to be able to get a little bit nicer than the entry level.
Yeah,
thing.
so that's the one thing. I mean, you guys let us know what you think in the comments. Like, what's more important, a better amp,
Yeah.
or a better guitar? For me, I think we said this in one of our other episodes. You get what makes you want to play tomorrow.
Yes.
You get what you're proud to play. You interact with really well, because you're the musician. Like, what's going to work for you may not work for me. So you ended up with this Viper, which I think is a pretty sweet guitar. It looks really great. Hopefully it translates well on the camera, because it looks pretty awesome. And So yeah. So tell me what else are you getting up
So
with?
then, after I picked my guitar, I have to make it sound. So I was looking at amps, but I was also thinking about what could I play out with? What would be still give me some versatility?
So you've moved kind of beyond like sitting in your bedroom playing, now I want to be able to play out, but you need something that's going to keep up or something that's going to work out.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
Okay, so in lieu of an amp, I went with the Strymon Iridium. It's an amp and cab simulator. So I'm going right through that. And before that, I'm actually going into this JHS 3 Series delay pedal. I thought it would be good to use the amp simulator instead of an amp, because that would have put me over budget for one.
Yeah, amps can get expensive.
To get a tube amp or to get something that'll really rattle would have knocked me out of the park. So I thought it would be a good idea to get this simulator, and then that left me enough budget. The Iridium is like $399, and that left me $100 left over to get a delay pedal.
So you're moving into pedal world,
Yes.
which is really fun. It's one of my favorite places to live.
Ken loves the pedals.
I love pedals. So I love knobs. I love switches. You get to play with them all. The Iridium gives you plenty of them, and it sounds really pretty great as an amp cab. So
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And then the reason I picked a delay pedal is when I watch guitar players solo, some of them turn on a delay pedal, and I just think it sounds so awesome. You watch like a rock trio, sometimes you don't even miss like a background guitar or something like that. When
it fills in a lot.
sonically. So that's why I was thinking about functionality, about playing a gig.
I use a delay pedal because I'm not that good, and it makes you sound better.
Well, hopefully that works for me right here. So I think right now we just are running through the Iridium. The delay is off, and
Okay.
we have the gain up pretty good.
All right.
And so that's going to break up a little bit. Destruction.
Destroying it all. All right, go ahead.
All right. And then the other thing I liked about the versatility of this is with this Iridium, I can still dial my volume back, and we can still clean up the tone pretty good, so I can get. So I love that I can clean it up, and then still, if I need to, I can still.
I think the cool thing with the Iridium now, you're talking about going direct, like where.
Yes.
I'm not going to be on a stage. That's great for small venues that you're going to play where you're going to go direct into the sound system. Churches, houses of worship, a lot of those, the amps just get too much for the small rooms. So the Iridium is really great for that. We chose a Fighter 12 from the Fender. It's a powered speaker. It's acting like a sound system for us. So that's what we're going through. So and then you chose this little delay unit. Let's check
Let's
it out.
listen to the
There you
JHS
go.
delay.
Kicking it in.
Oh, volume.
Got that tape
The analog
delay. Yeah, that's
gotta
good.
love it.
Yeah, but man, 3 Series is such a great entry level like delay. Simple. Like I need less time. I need more time. I need more repeats or less repeats.
They're simple controls on those.
Yeah.
On the 3 Series pedals. It's no fuss, no muss. I like those.
That's a killer. It's a killer rig for $1,000. I think you'd be playing out really well with that. I'd like to have it. I think it'd be killer. So yeah. So hey, we're going to real quick. We're going to pause now. We're going to switch over. Last time I should have snapped my fingers. This time I'm going to snap my fingers because it's going to magic of Davey, our video editor back there, is going to be is going to when I snap my finger. Well, actually, not that time. When I snap my fingers. Wait. When I snap my fingers, we'll just be back. Tyler will set up his rig for $2,000. Stay tuned. All right, we're back. We got set up. Tyler here. He got the chance to choose a $2,000 rig, so he was trying to figure out what way to go. What would he do? Tyler tends to like to shred a little bit more, so we have a, I tend to be a cowboy chord rhythm player. Nate's getting more advanced than I am, and Tyler is like way more advanced than that. So we're in a little shredding. So Tyler, talk about what you got for $2,000 here.
So I got this Ibanez RG421. It's a great guitar for $899. First time I picked it up was a couple months ago. I'm like, wow, this is a great guitar. Plays super well, and for me, that's probably the most important thing.
How it plays, how
Yeah.
it feels in your hands, yeah.
Because you can kind of like, if it doesn't sound the way you want, it's hard to change things, but you can change out pickup configurations a lot of times. You can
You always, well, that's the thing, going all the way back to my $500 rig, like, okay, I want to change the sound. I could always just drop a new set of pickups in the thing and start to get the thing to come alive a little bit.
Yeah, so you can change all that stuff, but like the feel, and you could get a new neck, but a lot of times it's like they're just stock necks that you get, and it's like, oh, that's...
Okay, is that a bolt-on or is that a...
It is a bolt-on.
Yeah, so that is adjustable, yeah, so...
But the headstock's not going to match the body a lot of times.
And it looks good. That's a sexy-looking guitar right there.
So I love how this one feels. It plays super great. And it sounds good, too.
Pretty versatile. Does it split coils at all?
It does split coils.
Yeah. That makes it pretty versatile because you can go between that harder, the humbucker sound to that split
so
coil.
you got those options.
So you landed with a much nicer guitar. You still didn't go over the edge on the guitar, though.
No,
I could have went with a lot more guitar.
I do, but I like pedals a lot just because...
Because pedals are awesome. That's why.
And I tend to play in a lot of, like, when I do play, I tend to end up playing a lot of different types of things.
Yeah, so you get a lot more different sounds.
I need to have a lot of different sounds
that
I can not monkey with the amp the whole night to get. So the pedals make it. In that, I have this JHS Morning Glory.
I have that on my board.
Yeah, it's a great pedal.
Love that pedal. Here you go, I can get it.
Yep.
Little dirt, very transparent though. It's not really. It's not really coloring the sound very much.
And if you need a little more, you can switch this up.
Yeah, cool.
Giving it some nice, sturdy.
Yeah. Now on mine, I have the little red switch, so I can actually do it with a foot switch. That's pretty cool. So, yeah, cool. Talk about your amp though, because I think first of all, before you go into a pedal, you got to get into an amp though.
Yes. So I went. Let's go back clean. I went with this 5150.
EVH.
Yeah.
The EVH 5150. Yeah.
The 15 watt.
Yeah.
And it's a combo amp, and I was actually really impressed with the clean tones on these.
You like the clean tone better than high gain?
Not on these, but...
Because I was going to say, these are pretty much known for high gain.
Yes, they're known for high gain, but I was surprised by the clean tone.
Yeah, okay, cool. Fair enough.
Like it's...
Yeah, that's a great sounding clean. And it sounds like it accepts the pedals pretty well. Yeah. That's cool.
So I like that I can overdrive it. And then... without a lot of changing of sounds, you can just hit a button.
Oh, yeah.
And then you got that awesome dirt.
Yeah, it's just got that noise that goes with that high gain stuff. That's good stuff. Plus, you got the pickup sitting right next to the amp. That's good, yeah.
Yeah, so that's all you got to do for that sound.
Cool.
I think, yeah.
All right, so you added more, so your pedal board got bigger than Nate's got.
Yes, because I like getting the sounds.
the same delay that Nate used.
Yes, I did.
'Cause
It's a great delay for $99.
Yeah, for $100. Yeah, awesome. And then what's this guy right here? Because I don't usually play Fender pedals. So
Yeah, so this is a $179 reverb pedal. And it was the best sounding one we had at that price range. Did that nice one.
Oh yeah, there it is. Oh, got a room. Oh, it's got a special knob on it. What is this special knob? Okay. Oh, it's got, okay, here a little shimmer on top of it. That's cool. Awesome. $2,000 gets you a pretty sweet rig.
Yeah.
This, I'd say, would probably be much more conducive for a live room.
Yeah, I feel like I
live
can
band.
do anything I need to.
15 watt amp.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not going to be huge loud, like keeping up with the drums, but you can slap a microphone in front of it,
Yep.
and you'll be good. You can get your tone out of the amp, which I love. So I just sucked in something. Dave, what did you throw at me on that one? So anyways, awesome. That's the $2,000 rig. We're gonna bring in the legend next, Reed. He gets to go with a $5,000 rig. I gotta say, when he told me what he's gonna bring, I was a little surprised.
I was surprised too.
I was really surprised to see what he was gonna bring out with for $5,000. So anyways, let's get over to Reed and just see how this goes. So we got the $5,000. This is Reed. He got the chance to do a $5,000 purchase, and I'm going to say surprised me a little bit. From what I know of Reed, I know that he is a Fender Strat guy, and I know that he's also a PRS guy because he's probably got the prettiest PRS I've ever seen in my life. I'm a little jealous that I don't have that one. So yeah, he brought that in last weekend. I was like, what is that thing? That's awesome. So anyways, you went in a totally different direction than I thought you would go. And so,
Good.
yeah, so talk to me about what you got. So $5,000 was there's a lot you could do with $5,000.
There is, and I chose very few things, but I don't have one of these. So this
so
is
you
the
went with
Heritage-
something you didn't have.
Yeah, it seemed like a good idea.
All right.
I love my Strat, I love my PRS, but I don't have one of these, and I never have. This is a Heritage H150. If you don't know about Heritage, Heritage is a guitar company in Kalamazoo that is the factory was formerly Gibson. So when Gibson left there in the mid 80s, some of the Heritage guys formed their own company and started making guitars again that are very similar to the ones that were there before because they're using the same machining. So
As
yeah,
we
it's
like to
great
say,
guitar.
one could say they might be more
More
that
Gibson,
other
more of the other company
More of the
than
other,
the other
yeah.
company
Okay,
is,
so
but
but
anyway.
we're not going to say that.
No, we
here.
didn't
We
say
won't
it
say
either.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah. So yeah. So killer guitar. The thing is an amazing guitar. So probably one of the, in fact, In fact, I love the pickups on that one so much that I may have swapped out pickups on one of my other very high-end guitar for that pickup because I really like those pickups.
Plus, I had $5,000 of imaginary money to spend, so I blew half of it on the guitar.
Half of it on a guitar. But you get the chance to do that, though. When you're at $5,000, now this is it because you are a phenomenal guitar player. What do you think? What do you think is the most important part of as a guitar player? Is it the guitar? Is it the amp? Is it the? I mean, obviously the player matters.
Oh, I think it's the guitar. Yeah,
The guitar.
I mean, that's the instrument. That's where it's all coming from. Everything after that is just.
So if you were
transmitting it.
upgrading, if you were doing a setup, you always start with let's start with the guitar. Let's get as much guitar as we can.
I think so.
Yeah.
It needs to play good, feel good, sound great.
It's got
look good to
It's
you.
got to feel like home.
It does. It has to feel like home.
Yeah. Okay. So that's a great guitar. Does it feel like home?
No, but I could get used to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I get so used to my guitar, it kind of becomes.
Yeah, but you're not you don't have a pile of guitars.
Oh, I'm not a
You
collector.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have your guitars.
I wind up married to a guitar, and that's my instrument for a long time.
I got you. Okay, so that one, I mean, because when we brought the Heritage guitars in, we were like, these are really nice guitars. Like, we were not let down by the Heritage guitars when we brought them in.
It's top shelf stuff for sure.
Yeah, when we brought them into Roxy. So come check them out because they are by far surpassed everything that we could hope for in that. But where you really surprised me, though, is the rest of your rig. You decided to go with the Fender Tone Master Pro on this, and which we're pretty impressed with. I'm a Helix guy. I use for all of my stuff that I can't use an amp with. I use a Helix on. This thing is super easy out of the box to just create a sound. They sound great. So why did you choose that? Why did you choose
Well,
that?
frankly, it makes sense for me. I play in church all the time, but I'll
Okay.
occasionally play secular music out in bars or clubs, special occasions, and I got some guys who just jam with to record. So this is really the all-in-one amp, all the pedals, all the effects, and it's direct input. You don't necessarily have to have an amplifier. You can use monitors, in-ear monitors, or you can use it with an amp. In our case, we're just using a powered speaker.
Now, was the powered speaker a part of your purchase?
Well, it would have been. I already have one of these, but
Okay.
my thinking was I could still have a second one. I could have it in stereo.
Stereo. Oh, stereo on stage.
And in fact, we're sending it in stereo direct out of the thing, so you're not hearing. the
Yeah, so
amplifier,
it's
you're
not
hearing
coming magically. There's not an SM57 in front of the Fender Fighter. We're running direct into the recording over there. So
this. And one thing we were impressed with is right out of the box, it sounds good. You don't have to start tweaking right away, and it's real easy to use. I'll
Yeah.
play in you, monkey.
yeah, we still have not opened a manual on it or looked up a tutorial. We have just pushed buttons and we've been able to figure it out pretty quick. So one of the things that I love about it is that I could just if I touch on it, that becomes the knobs. I don't think you can see that. I think David filmed me over the top. You could see me turning it. Whenever I touched it, became the knob. So you're correct, because when you get into pedal work, I love pedals. When you get into pedal building, though, it doesn't take much, and you have far surpassed the price of one of these. Because a lot of people come in and say, "Whoa, that's a lot of money, right? What is it, like $1,700 or something like that?"
Yeah.
And you think, "Man, that's a lot of money to shell out." But when you think about what it doesn't take much on a pedal board, even the cheapest pedals are $100, and if you start building up, you're there quick. So it's a killer rig. It sounds great. The one thing I love about it, ultra portable.
Yeah, it
You
is.
know, we just
self-contained. Yeah.
We just shipped out a 1965 Fender Twin Reverb today, and it was 100 pounds. That is not 100 pounds. So that is an awesome rig. Sounds great. So hopefully, anything else?
Well, one thing about pedals that we all go back to is pedals are real tangible. If you want to change something, you just bend over and turn a knob. This, they kind of built that into it also. So they've obviously sat a guitar player down and talked to him. This wasn't made by a computer software guy.
I'm sure a computer software guy was
They were
involved.
clearly involved, yeah. Or it wouldn't have worked.
Yeah, I'm
if
sure
they
they
just
were-
left us in the hands of guitar players,
Yeah.
yeah, forget it. It'd
So-
be just knobs.
Yeah, it really is super easy, and it makes total sense. I was surprised by your choice, but now I'm not surprised by your choice. And so I think that
Plus, I had imaginary money to burn.
yeah, I mean $5,000.
That's yeah.
So we
I
would
spent
love
it quickly.
we'd love to hand out a $5,000 shopping spree. We're not going to, but we'd love to. That'd be awesome. So All right. Hey, listen, I hope this is super helpful. Leave us some comments in there. This is a really fun thing for us to do, just to talk. We sit around and just talk about a bunch of stuff here at Roxy. We love our Roxy community. You guys are awesome. So come in and say hi to us. These guys, our crew is incredible. So I want to thank them. Thank David behind the camera. Davey, who came out and had wired a bunch of stuff, and then Dave, who brought us some snacks earlier. So yeah, the 3 people back there, all that look like one. So anyways, we will see you next time. Like and subscribe. Thank you.